thought we'd explore Sharm el-Sheikh on foot, but it was somewhat further than it looked on the map and took a lot longer. Over 2 days we found some brilliant places. Here are the highlights, walkable, technically, or by taxi.
Stop 1, Mustafa Mosque.
Perched on the hill above Sharm el-Sheikh in a residential area, Mustafa Mosque is one of the largest in the town. Built in 2008 to serve the growing community of workers as tourism here increased, its tall minarets and intricately carved dome rise above the surrounding homes, drawing on traditional Egyptian and Ottoman design.
Stop 2, Heavenly Cathedral.
The Heavenly Cathedral is one of the largest Coptic churches in the Middle East. Its stained glass windows and vast painted murals depict classic scenes from the Bible, from the stories of creation, Exodus and the dramatic Last Judgment behind the altar. As the golden afternoon light streams through the coloured glass, the interior fills with warm light and the whole cathedral glows.
Stop 3, Sahaba Mosque. Down towards the seafront, Sahaba Mosque is built in traditional Islamic architectural style, with elaborate arches, carved stone and towering minarets. Completed in 2017, it's one of the newest landmarks in Sharm and has become one of the city's most recognisable sites. It's sundown during Ramadan and the mosque exterior glows as the evening prayer call goes out. The old market is next to the mosque, lined with shops and stalls selling spices, jewellery and clothing, with haggling part of the experience. Nick isn't a fan of negotiating, so when he wanted sunglasses and a t-shirt, the shopkeepers ended up haggling themselves down. The old Egypt shopping centre adds a modern touch, with cafés, statues and a small waterfall in the courtyard.
So we've got lost a bit on our walk, and we walked up through, it was a bit of a few dodgy passageways there, but we ended up at what is called the best view in Sharm, which is behind me, and I'll show you that in a second. Of course it's just turned 6 o'clock where everyone can eat, so everyone seems to be celebrating in the distance, which is great, making all the whistling and cheering, and a dog barking. Let's have a look at this view.
Marked on the map as the best viewpoint in Sharm el-Sheikh, a panorama opens up below us, impressive both in the day and at night. Golden sand curves around the turquoise water with a small marina tucked inside the bay, while across the town the minarets of the mosque rise above the old market we've just explored.
Stop 5, Farsha Café for a cocktail and a view. Farsha Café is built into the cliffs above the Red Sea at Hadaba. In the daytime it has a laid-back atmosphere, layered terraces filled with Bedouin seating, lanterns and curiosities overlooking the Sapphire Sea below. Relaxing here with a fruit platter and cocktails, it feels effortlessly stylish, like we've wandered into somewhere we're not quite on the guest list for. Our walking tour of Sharm el-Sheikh finishes here at Fanar beach. Nice and peaceful and relaxing. Hope you've enjoyed the tour with us today. See you again soon.
At Fanar, the memorial dedicated to the victims of Flash Airlines Flight 604 stands quietly on the shore. White stone engraved with the names of the lost, where cast metal birds echo the seabirds that potter and gather around it. The Red Sea stretches out in vivid turquoise and deep blue layers, rippling in the breeze. Along the shore are cafes and a beach with sunbeds, but our day out is done and it's time to return to our hotel.